Talking now with Ferris State football coach Jeff Pierce. Coach, season opener tomorrow night against Hillsdale. Talk a little bit about the matchup with Hillsdale and how excited you are for tomorrow night's game.
Well, first of all, we're very excited about the football game because all of the preparation that goes into getting ready to play football, it's time, it's showtime. You know, you spend all those hours on the road and all the time preparing your football team and trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together, and now it's approaching the time that we all look forward to in the game of football. Hillsdale's a very good football team with a strong tradition. Had a really good year last year, coming out of a season with a lot of confidence and nationally recognized and things like that. And we're excited about that because we want to kind of test where we're at right now. We feel pretty good about where we are right now. We think we're very competitive, and I think this will be a real good matchup for us.
Talk about the progress you made over the 3 weeks of camp and how much your guys have gelled together coming into this game.
Well, that's the critical part of it. It's going through and coming out of spring football, taking that one step further, you know, with the development of all three phases of your football game, and we really needed to make improvements. You know, you have to get better, and I think we've done that. We've had a good camp. Guys have been very focused, and they're very committed. They want to be competitive. You know, they want to be a contender. They want a shot at it this year. I want a shot at it this year. And, you know, I see the attitude in that direction, and I see the progress that we've made in camp to continue to clean things up. And then you look at, until you really get against that first opponent, then you've got to reevaluate and see exactly where you are and what needs to be tweaked from there.
Talk about Hillsdale offensively and defensively, probably a team you know as well as anybody. Talk about some of the things that they're going to do tomorrow night here in this game.
Well, yeah, obviously I know Hillsdale very well with working with Keith Otterbein for a number of years, and I know their defensive coordinator for a long time, and they're fundamental sound football. You know, they're not going to try to get fancy. They're not going to try to, you know, bring out a bag of tricks. It's about fundamentally playing the game of football, and they do it very well. I mean, they spend a lot of time. They've got good athletes, and those kids are committed to winning football games also. And, you know, they're just they do a lot of things that we do, which defensively they're very similar to our defense, kind of the same philosophy background that I came up through, and so those are a little bit helpful because the preparation in our offense goes through, you know, during spring ball and during camp. You know, we're not going to see something real exotic and real different with what they do. But again, they play the game hard. You know, they're very fundamental, and they'll give you 60 minutes of hard football.
Talk about all the experience you guys have coming back this year, a fourth-year starting quarterback and Tom Schneider and some of the other guys that have been around for a long time, and the experience they've gained over the last couple of years.
Well, that's critical. You know, it's about getting players out on the football field that are in their comfort zone, and it's a maturing process. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. You know, if you could win a championship with 22 freshmen, you know, you'd be a miracle worker. It doesn't happen that way. I watched the development of these guys. You talk about Tom Schneider, you know, and Tom as a quarterback, it's going to be exciting. I'm excited to watch him play a senior year of football after all of the time and investment that he's put into the game, and now you see him on the field with kind of a smile on his face because he really sees it just that much clearer, and I think that's a real critical part. And obviously, as your quarterback, you know, pulling the trigger, making the decisions that he has to make, I mean, that's going to be, you know, a huge impact for us. We also have a lot of other players, both offensively and defensively, that, you know, have gained another valuable year of experience. And the neat thing about it too is, you know, we'll have that same kind of thing for the following year because we have a lot of fourth-year seniors in our program that will become fifth-year seniors next year. But these guys have all, you know, put a lot of time in, and you know, hopefully we'll get a chance to see some of those rewards for those experiences here this year.
It's the season opener against Hillsdale. I know it's important to get off to a good start, and a win in the season opener would be great. Talk about some of the keys to the game and being able to pull out that win.
Well, you know, it's all about coming out and playing with an extreme focus. I mean, you've got to get into the rhythm of what you're doing offensively and defensively, and then maintaining that. Even though you do have experienced players out there, you do have some young players out there. You'll have people that are going to be road tested, in the heat of the battle for the first time. So, but we just need to get out there. We need to get it revved up. It's all about high intensity with a focus. I mean, you gotta get that intensity level up to the point where people don't want to play against you. And in the same token, you've got to be able to maintain that focus and be able to perform the tasks and techniques that are necessary to fit into the scheme of what you're doing.
Coach, best of luck against Hillsdale.
Thank you.
This has been Ferris State Football on the Bulldog Sports Network.